Have you ever realized that some of the most powerful exercises for your body don't need machines, heavy weights, or endless repetitions? One of the oldest and simplest stances, known as the horse stance, holds a surprising ability to improve not only how you feel but even how you age. At first glance, it looks like nothing more than standing still with bent knees, like sitting on an invisible horse. But hidden in this stillness is an extraordinary source of power. For centuries, Chinese martial artists used it as a foundation for strength, balance, and inner energy. What was once a secret of warriors is now supported by modern science as a tool for health, longevity, and better performance. The best part is that anyone can practice it. Whether you are in your 50s, 60s, or even beyond 70, just a few minutes a day are enough to see results. When most people think about strength, they picture lifting dumbbells, pushing barbells, or running long miles. But true strength can also be built quietly, without explosive movements and without stress on your joints. The horse stance is a perfect example. By simply standing with your feet apart, knees bent close to 90 degrees, and torso upright, your whole body activates. The thighs and quadriceps hold your weight, the hamstrings balance the pressure, and the glutes, often weakened by sitting too much, turn into powerful stabilizers. Even the calves, often ignored, work to distribute weight evenly. In this silent position, your lower body acts like a living power plant, generating energy and resilience second by second. And because there is no pounding impact, it strengthens your hips and legs while protecting sensitive joints from damage. Another hidden benefit is endurance. Holding this stance for 30 seconds, a minute, or more trains your muscles in isometric strength, the art of holding against resistance without movement. This type of training teaches your body to use lactate, the chemical behind the burning sensation in muscles, as a new source of energy. Over time, your tolerance grows, giving you more stamina for daily life. Climbing stairs, walking long distances, or carrying groceries becomes easier because your body learns to turn discomfort into fuel. At the same time, the stance helps your body build more mitochondria, the tiny energy plants inside your cells. More mitochondria mean more natural energy every day, helping you stay active and independent for years to come. For older adults, independence is one of the most precious gifts. Losing muscle mass or balance can make even simple activities like standing up from a chair, walking across a wet floor, or playing with grandchildren a challenge. The horse stance directly strengthens the muscles that make these tasks possible. The stronger your legs and hips are, the more stable and confident you feel. This lowers your risk of falls, extends your mobility, and protects the freedom to live on your own terms without depending on others. And if all this sounds too good to be true, science confirms it. Research shows that isometric exercises like the horse stance can reduce blood pressure, improve stability, and increase daily function. In just 4 weeks of practice, one study showed participants lowering their systolic blood pressure by nearly 5 points and their diastolic by about 3 points. That means less strain on the heart, lower risk of heart problems, and healthier blood vessels. In short, this ancient practice doesn't just strengthen your muscles, it also acts like a natural medicine for your entire body, with no side effects and benefits that anyone can enjoy. Caring for your joints is one of the smartest decisions you can make, especially after the age of 50. Joint pain, whether in the knees, hips, or ankles, is one of the most common complaints among older adults. Many people even give up exercise out of fear of making these aches worse. But here's the good news, the horse stance does not harm your joints. In fact, it strengthens them from the inside out. This is because when you hold the position, you create what's called isometric loading. Unlike running, jumping, or repetitive gym machines that pound the joints, isometric loading is steady, gentle, and controlled. It activates muscles, tendons, and ligaments at the same time without friction. With regular practice, this strengthens your body's internal scaffolding, the very structures that support your knees, hips, and ankles. Just like reinforcing the foundation of a house, the horse stance reinforces your base, giving you stability, less pain, and more confidence in movement. Another unique benefit is how it combines strength with flexibility. Many people believe you have to choose between being strong or being flexible, but that isn't true. The horse stance proves both can grow together. When you sink into the position, your hips and inner thighs are not only strengthened but stretched at the same time. This powerful combination increases your range of motion without sacrificing control. Imagine being able to bend down to pick something up without straining your back, or tying your shoes without stiff hips holding you back. That freedom of movement is more than comfort, it's independence. Looser hips also reduce pressure on your spine, improve circulation, and even support healthy digestion, proving how one simple exercise can deliver benefits across the whole body. Posture is another area where this stance shines. Modern life pulls us forward. Cell phones, computers, and long hours of sitting all lead to slouched shoulders and a rounded back. Over time, this creates the classic age-related hump. The horse stance counters this naturally. By holding your torso upright in the posture, you strengthen the stabilizing muscles along your spine and activate your core. It retrains your body to remember what proper alignment feels like. The results go beyond appearance. Standing tall improves your breathing, brings more oxygen to the brain, and communicates confidence. Someone who stands straight and firm appears more self-assured, and this renewed presence influences both social and professional life. The stance also develops mental resilience. Anyone who has tried it knows that after a few seconds, your legs begin to tremble and your mind screams to quit. That's the real training, learning how to stay calm in discomfort. By breathing deeply and focusing, you teach your mind not to panic, but to endure. This skill transfers directly into everyday challenges, whether it's stress at home, financial worries, or sleepless nights. Martial arts research shows that horse stance practice reduces stress, improves self-esteem, and lowers the risk of depression. It's proof that body and mind can be trained together through stillness. Breathing is the final bridge between strength and calm. When you breathe slowly and deeply during the stance, your nervous system comes into balance. Stress hormones like cortisol decrease, while feelings of calm increase. That's why people often report not only stronger legs but also clearer thoughts, deeper sleep, and a more stable mood after practicing. The horse stance is far more than an exercise for the legs. It's a complete training system, strengthening muscles, protecting joints, increasing flexibility, correcting posture, calming the mind, and renewing energy. One of the silent signs of aging is the gradual loss of balance. It doesn't happen overnight. It shows up slowly in small ways, a stumble while stepping onto a curb, a wobble when bending to tie your shoes, or needing to lean on a wall when standing up quickly. These details, often ignored, are warning signs that the body is losing its natural orientation in space. This is where the horse stance proves its power once again. By holding the position, you don't just engage muscles, you also activate the proprioception system, your body's internal GPS. This system tells your brain exactly where your arms, legs, and torso are in relation to the environment. Training it means better reflexes, quicker recovery from missteps, and a much lower risk of dangerous falls. Few people talk about it, but circulation in the pelvic area plays a vital role in health after the age of 50. Over time, blood flow to this region decreases, affecting the pelvic floor, internal organs, and even sexual vitality. The horse stance directly stimulates circulation here by deeply activating the hips, lower abdominals, and inner thighs. Physically, this brings more oxygen and nutrients to tissues, improving recovery and strength. Functionally, it strengthens the pelvic floor, supports organs like the bladder, uterus, and prostate, and increases stability. One surprising benefit is improved sexual health. For men, increased pelvic circulation supports erectile function and overall vitality. For women, stronger pelvic muscles improve vaginal tone and reduce the risk of urinary incontinence. And unlike invasive treatments, the horse stance works this area naturally as part of a whole-body practice. Sexuality after 50 isn't just about performance, it's about confidence, connection, and well-being. The renewed vitality from this practice often reignites a sense of joy and closeness that many thought was lost with age. Hormonal balance is another area influenced by this stance. After 50, men experience a slow decline in testosterone, while women face the shifts of menopause, bringing fatigue, mood swings, and bone changes. The horse stance creates a positive stress called hormesis, which stimulates the body to adapt. This leads to the release of endorphins, the feel-good chemicals, a reduction in cortisol, the stress hormone, and in some cases, even a boost in testosterone. The result is more energy, improved mood, deeper rest, and a sense of renewal, as if the body is reminded it still has strength, drive, and life to give. The practice also trains the mind. Holding the stance requires total concentration, attention to breathing, posture, and endurance. In this moment, outside worries fade away. It becomes a form of active meditation, sharpening focus and calming the mind. Over time, this clarity reduces anxiety, improves memory, and supports mental resilience. Your brain, just like your muscles, benefits from the oxygen, balance, and stillness you practice. We also can't ignore one of the greatest risks for older adults: falls. They don't just cause injuries, they can rob independence and shorten life expectancy. Yet, instead of focusing on simple, sustainable practices, many people chase complicated workouts, expensive machines, or trendy fitness routines. The horse stance is the opposite: simple, free, and deeply effective. And because it's sustainable, it's the kind of practice that creates lasting change. To see just how real these benefits can be, consider the story of Marcos, a 62-year-old man who struggled with knee pain for years. He tried weight training, cycling, and long walks, but each left his joints aching. One day, he came across the horse stance through martial arts. At first, he could barely hold it for 20 seconds. Marcos could barely hold the horse stance for 20 seconds without trembling. But he decided not to give up. 3 months later, he could hold the position for 2 full minutes. The most incredible part was the transformation he felt. His knees grew stronger, his legs more resilient, and his confidence in daily movements returned. Helena, a 58-year-old woman, had a similar story. Menopause brought her low energy, restless nights, and insecurity due to small urinary leaks. With gentle guidance, she began practicing the horse stance every morning right after waking up. Within weeks, she noticed deeper breathing, better sleep, and firmness returning to her hips and abdomen. But what surprised her most was the shift in her self-esteem. Simple things, walking upright, moving without fear of slipping, changed the way she saw herself. Now, I want you to picture your own future. 5 years from now, how do you want to feel? Imagine climbing stairs without pain. Playing with your grandchildren without fear of falling. Walking freely on a trip without needing to stop every block. All of this is possible, but it depends on the choices you make today. Each time you assume the horse stance, you're investing in that future. And it's not just about muscle or balance, it's about sending yourself a powerful message: I still have strength. I can still grow. I can still live with vitality. That mindset is what separates aging with limitations from aging with freedom. So, don't see the horse stance as just another exercise. See it as a ritual of presence, of self-care, of renewal. It doesn't matter if you start with only 20 seconds and your legs shake. That's your beginning. Each extra second you add is a silent but meaningful victory. Remember, it's not about perfection or competing with anyone else. It's about your own evolution, step by step, day by day. Just like a river carves stone with patience, consistent practice sculpts strength, stability, and serenity within you. And the benefits run deeper than you might expect. Holding this stance not only lowers blood pressure, it also turns your muscles into natural pumps, pushing blood back to your heart. Circulation improves, swelling decreases, oxygen reaches your tissues, and even varicose veins can be prevented. It's like combining a workout with a natural drainage system. Another hidden gift is bone health. After 50, bone density becomes one of the biggest concerns, especially for women post-menopause. Simply holding your own body weight in this semi-squat position sends signals that strengthen your bones, protecting against osteoporosis. No running, no pounding, just steady, joint-friendly strength. Respiratory health also improves. When you pair the horse stance with slow, deep breathing, your lungs expand, oxygen levels rise, and your whole body enters a state of calm. This breathing practice can ease anxiety, improve sleep, and help stabilize your emotions throughout the day. Each breath becomes a reminder that you can slow down, breathe deeply, and live with greater clarity. Months from now, when you look in the mirror, you'll see a more upright posture, firmer legs, and calmer breathing. Getting up from a chair or climbing stairs won't feel like challenges anymore. Your energy will return, your mind will be steadier, and your confidence, even in social settings, will shine again. All of this from dedicating just 2 minutes a day to yourself. The horse stance teaches us something powerful: we don't need extremes to transform our lives. This quiet, underestimated exercise can become the turning point between aging with restrictions and aging with freedom. The real question isn't whether it works, it does. The question is whether you'll give yourself the chance to try it. Will you allow your body and mind to rediscover the power of stillness, strength, and vitality that has always been within you? The next step is yours. Spread your feet, bend your knees, straighten your spine, take a deep breath, and hold. In that moment, you are not just building muscle. You are building the strongest, most stable, and most confident version of yourself. And if this message inspired you, leave a like, subscribe to our channel, and share your thoughts in the comments.